students, welcome back. In this video, we are going to see intentional learning and incidental learning. First, let us see what is intentional learning. So, intentional learning is a learning that takes place with a definite purpose or an intention. That means it is goal oriented. Okay, the learner will consciously decide the learner consciously decides to acquire knowledge and a skill. So it is a conscious process. It is having a definite goal or purpose. Okay, it requires planning, attention, effort, and motivation. It occurs during formal educational setting. Okay, so this type of learning is goal oriented. It has a specific purpose and it is done consciously. Okay, the best example of intentional learning is a classroom learning. Okay, there is a proper curriculum, syllabus, and every unit is allotted a specific time period. So it is formal education. Okay, intentional learning is a conscious and purposeful process which deliberately in which the learner deliberately, wantedly tries to acquire knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values. Okay, what are its characteristics? It is goal oriented. It is conscious and deliberate. It is planned and systematic. Requires attention of the learner and proper concentration. It is motivated by a specific objective. That means there is a motto. There is a specific objective, usually guided by a teacher. A teacher is a main person of intentional learning. Then evaluation of learning is possible. That means how much a student has learned, the teacher will be able to know. Okay, example, studying for TET, CTET, DSC examination, memorizing scientific formulas, practicing mathematical problems, learning computer programming and preparing for classroom tests are some of its examples. What is its importance? It will help to achieve specific learning goals. It helps in improving academic performance. If you learn in a proper format, a formal way, you will be able to achieve academically. It develops a discipline and self-control. It encourages deep understanding of the concept and it promotes critical thinking and problem solving. Okay, it is essential for professional and career development. So these are its advantages. It is systematic and organized. Better retention of knowledge is there because lot of practice will be involved in intentional learning, and it is easy to evaluate. That means teacher will be able to know how much a student has learned. If he requires any extra guidance, okay, all this a teacher will be able to evaluate, and it improves concentration and confidence and supports mastery of difficult concepts. So difficult concepts can be understood easily. What are its limitations? It is stressful because it has examinations. It is linked to examination, and it can reduce creativity if the learning is done only for marks. If the learning is only marks oriented, then the students will not be creative. Okay, it requires sustained motivation. That means throughout the learning process, the student should be motivated. Okay, learners may forget some information if it is learned through rote memorization. So if it is you know memorized in a if it is if the learning involves rote memorization, that means by hearting, then the student may forget information. Okay, it is less enjoyable when learning is forced. So intentional learning should not be forced. Okay, it should be in the student's pace. Okay, what is the teacher's role in intentional learning? Teacher should set clear learning objectives. She should motivate the students in the right direction and use appropriate teaching methods. Teacher should not only stick to one type of teaching method. Okay, based on the students' needs and students' mood and how well they are motivated, the teacher should keep changing her methods of teaching. Teacher should always provide regular feedback and should reinforce successful learning. That means she should repeatedly motivate the students towards successful learning. The next one is, what is incidental learning? This intentional learning is, it has a proper format, it has a proper structure, But this incidental learning is the learning that occurs without any prior intention, does not have any goal. Okay, it is occurred, this intention incidental learning occurs naturally while performing another activity. Like you are performing another activity and learning is a byproduct of that activity. It will occur without your knowledge. Okay, the learner does not consciously plan. There is no conscious involved in this. Okay, it often takes place in daily life situations. Okay, it is so incidental learning is unplanned and unconscious, whereas intentional learning is planned and it is conscious. Unplanned and unconscious acquisition of knowledge, skills, attitudes while engaging in another activities. So it is a byproduct of some other activity. It is unplanned. What are its characteristics? It is unplanned and spontaneous. It is unconscious learning. It occurs naturally and it does not require formal instruction, and it results from observation and experience. Due to a person's observation and experience, he will acquire incidental knowledge. It is flexible and continuous, and it is very difficult to evaluate. Okay, example, they watch some television program. Okay, their main focus is on the television program, but what they do, what keeps happening to in the side, they learn new words, they learn new vocabulary. Okay, that is a byproduct of watching the television program. Okay, they develop good manners by observing parents. If parents behave properly, automatically, unconsciously, the children also will learn to behave properly and have good manners. Okay, learn road safety while traveling, improve pronunciation, then understanding teamwork while playing. Okay, these are not taught in any organization or any school. Okay, they are unconsciously, the students will learn all this. Okay, it makes the the learning natural and enjoyable. It encourages lifelong learning. Since it is not forced on the student, this knowledge retention is throughout the life. It develops social skills and values. Okay, it helps the learners to adapt to real life situations. It improves observation and practical understanding, and it supports personality development. What are its advantages? Learning is effortless. It does not have, nobody has to put efforts to teach the student. It occurs in natural situations. It increases curiosity, promotes creativity. It provides real life experiences. It develops communication and social behavior, and learning becomes meaningful and long lasting. What are its limitations? So, the objectives of the learning are not predetermined. So, there are no fixed objectives or there is no fixed goals that a person has to reach. Incorrect habits also may be acquired. So this learning is not only in positive direction, it may be in negative direction also. If the teacher or parents or anybody behaves badly in front of the child may pick up that bad behavior. So it is difficult to assess and evaluate. Learning outcomes are unpredictable. Okay, then important concepts may remain incomplete. So, what is a teacher's role? She should create rich learning environment, encourage observation and exploration. So, in order to, for them to learn incidentally, teachers should use activity-based learning, organize educational visits like field visits, tours, etc., and promote discussions and group activities. So, she should create situations that promote incidental learning. So among incidental learning and intentional learning, which one is better means you will tell intentional learning only, because there's a proper structure, assessment can be done, evaluation can be done. So intentional learning will always be better. Okay, so this is a quick revision for you all. Okay, and this is the exam tip you can go through.